Hello, class. I wanted to go over the first part of the genetics lab because it seemed like a lot of you were struggling with the X-linked inheritance patterns. So before I talk about those problems in the lab, I wanted to kind of go over the fact that within humans there are 23 different chromosomes. And that's what you're seeing here. This is an image from your textbook that I think it's like figure your 8.4 in your textbook there. But what they're showing here is called a karyotype. And this is showing the different chromosomes. So chromosomes 1 all the way down through the 23rd chromosome, which are the sex chromosomes. And what I want you to notice is that the size of the chromosomes vary. So the first row of chromosomes are relatively large, and as the numbers go up, the size of the chromosomes decrease. So they get smaller and smaller. So each chromosome is different. It has different genes along the length of the chromosome, and each chromosome contains different genes. Now what you're seeing here is one chromosome and a second chromosome that is exactly alike because you inherit one chromosome from your mother and one chromosome from your father. So that's why you're seeing two for each one of these types of chromosomes. So you have two of chromosome 7, one from the mother, one from the father. This is the X chromosome, and the Y chromosome is right there. The Y chromosome is much smaller than the X chromosome. So you're not inheriting, if you're female, you're not inheriting two chromosomes that are exactly alike. All the other chromosomes, which we call autosomes. So, excuse me, if you're a male, you're not inheriting two chromosomes that are alike. So this is showing a male right here, which has an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. If you're a female, you would inherit two X chromosomes, and therefore you would have two chromosomes that are exactly alike because the X would be the same shape as the other X. So you would inherit an X from your mother and an X from your father. If you're a male, you're going to get the Y chromosome from your father and the X from your mother. But once again, just looking at these, you can tell that they are very different from each other. They don't contain the same genes. We're talking about X-linked inheritance patterns. We're only looking at the genes that are found on the X chromosome. The Y chromosome is not going to have a comparable gene. So in males, they are only going to have one allele or an X-linked inheritance trait. And that's because they only have one X chromosome. So let's go on. Right. That. Now, question number 4, we're looking at red-green color blindness, and it's telling you that it is an X-linked recessive disorder. So it's saying that Ned, so Ned is a male, so we're going to do Y for Ned. And it says that he is red-green colorblind, a recessive disorder. Right? So I'm going to use little r to represent red-green. Big R to represent normal color. And you can use whatever letters you like, it doesn't matter. But because we know that red-green is recessive, we want to use the lowercase to represent that. So since it's X-linked, we are going to place the R by the X. We know there's not a comparable gene on the Y chromosome. We don't have the Y. So that's representing that Ned is colorblind. So it says, is Ned's mother colorblind? So Ned's mother, the mother has to be female, right? So there will be two X's for her. We know that the X for Ned had to have come from his mother. The Y would have come from the father. So we know his mother must have that recessive allele for color blindness. So this other allele here, on this other X chromosome, we don't know what that could be. So it could be that she has a capital R. So that could be. So we could say that Ned's mother is a carrier. Or it could be that she has a lowercase r and she's colorblind. So it could be that she's colorblind. Right, so we've got a couple of options there for that one. Excuse me. All right, let's go on to the next one. So for this one, we continue on with Ned. So we know that Ned is colorblind. So we're going to put the Y, these two separate chromosomes, one in each block. We'll give him the little R for being colorblind. And now we are saying his wife. So we're going to place his wife along the other side of the Punnett square. She is homozygous for normal color vision, right? So little r, remember, was for red-green color blindness, and we're using the big R for so-called normal vision. So she is homozygous for normal color vision. So homozygous means you have two alleles that are the same. In this case, it's the same for normal color vision. So that would be her genotype. Then you would fill in the Punnett square, bringing what you have here, placing it in that block, bringing and bringing it down, and just writing the two together. Right. So now we're going to bring our XR over to this block, Y down, and place. For the other ones, and once again, it makes no difference which order you write it in. It's all going to mean the same. Right, so now we're looking at a case where we've got daughters. Let's see, so this daughter is normal color vision. This daughter is normal color vision. This son is normal color vision, and this son is normal color vision. So it says, based on the data from Ned and his wife's Punnett square, is it possible for the couple to have a colorblind son? Nope. When you look at their sons, they both have the capital letter R, which means normal vision. So no, they cannot have a colorblind son. Is it possible for the couple to have a colorblind daughter? Right? Nope. Each daughter has a capital R. So they're not colorblind. They're carriers. They can pass it on to the next generation. It's possible that it might appear in the next generation, a colorblind child. But as long as they have that dominant allele, they are not going to be colorblind. Okay. I'm hoping, just kind of going through this, that this helped you a little bit to understand it. If you're still having issues, just let me know and I'll be happy to help you. All right. Take care, guys.